Okay, forget everything you think you know about Premier League player moves this summer. Seriously,
Like that.
because EPLnews.org is hearing whispers.
Mm.
Well, more than whispers, really. Some of the biggest names could be heading to the most unexpected places.
Right.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're digging into the latest football gossip, all sourced directly from EPLnews.org.
And you can read all the full stories over there on the site.
Exactly. Today, we're cutting through the noise, focusing on the rumors that could genuinely shake things up across Europe. Prepare for a few surprises.
Yeah, I looked through the reports and well, some of these potential deals are pretty bold, aren't they?
Totally audacious. It's not just the usual names swapping shirts.
No, it suggests some real shifts in maybe ambition, strategy
Yeah.
from clubs you wouldn't immediately link.
Right. Let's kick things off with one that honestly made me do a double take. Kevin De Bruyne,
Yeah.
potentially ending up at Napoli.
Oh, wow.
Did you get this? As a
Yeah.
free agent when his City contract is up. He's 33. You'd think maybe MLS or...
Yeah. Right. Not necessarily another top European contender like Napoli, but the reports do say he wants to stay in Europe.
Which opens the door, I suppose.
It does. And Napoli, current Italian champs, they might be looking for exactly that kind of experience, especially if they lose key players. He's pure quality.
True. Though Aston Villa are apparently watching him too, which feels, I don't know, a bit more conventional.
A bit more Premier League familiar, yeah. But still interesting.
Meanwhile, even with all this De Bruyne talk, City's main target seems to be elsewhere. Florian Wirtz.
Ah, yes. The Leverkusen wonder kid. He's what, 22?
Yep. Generational talent, they're saying.
And he's choosing between City and Bayern Munich. That tells you everything.
It really does. Even with De Bruyne firing, City going for Wirtz shows serious long-term planning. Maybe the heir apparent.
Could well be. Planning for that transition in the creative midfield role. Makes sense.
And Napoli's shopping list at the Etihad apparently doesn't stop there. Jack Grealish is also mentioned.
Grealish, too. Huh. The 29-year-old England international.
Another one that makes you pause.
It does, yeah. I mean, Grealish is brilliant on his day, we know that, but he hasn't always nailed down a starting spot at City.
True.
Maybe Napoli see him as someone they can build around. A different kind of challenge for him in Serie A, for sure.
Definitely different pressure. Okay, switching gears. Marcus Rashford. This one also grabbed me.
What's the story there?
The Man United forward, 27, currently on loan at Aston Villa. Wait, no, my mistake. He's at Manchester United, of course. He's apparently got his eye on Barcelona.
Ah, right. Yeah, still at United. Barcelona, though, that's significant.
Massive, if it happens.
Yeah. I mean, his United career has had its ups and downs. A move to somewhere like Barca. You wonder what's driving it.
Yeah.
New style. Fresh start.
All the above, maybe? Needs a change of scene to find that top form consistently.
Could be. Definitely one to watch.
Okay, now Liverpool. This could be a really smart bit of business for them. Jeremy Frimpong.
The Leverkusen right back. Yeah, he's been flying.
He has. And apparently he has a release clause. Just $29.7 million.
Seriously. In this market, that's bordering on a bargain, isn't it?
Sounds like it's me.
He's so attacking, such a threat down the right. For Liverpool, maybe looking to add even more dynamism under the new manager. So yeah, that price for his quality.
It's almost a no-brainer if they want him.
Pretty much. A release clause takes the negotiation power away from Leverkusen if the fee is met.
And Liverpool's name keeps popping up. They're also reportedly in the mix for Rodrygo, the Real Madrid winger.
Woo, okay. The 24-year-old Brazilian.
Yeah, but they're not alone. Arsenal and, wait for it, Man City are also apparently sniffing around.
Wow, that's some competition. Liverpool, Arsenal, City.
Tells you how highly rated he is.
Absolutely. Rodrygo's fantastic, so versatile across the attack. But Real Madrid have so many options. Maybe he fancies being the main man somewhere.
Could be. Guaranteed starts might be tempting.
Makes sense. Premier League giants queuing up definitely underlines his status.
Okay, let's get into some of the perhaps slightly more unexpected links now. Crystal Palace. Apparently feeling pretty good about signing Joe Willock from Newcastle this summer.
Willock. Interesting. The 25-year-old midfielder.
Yeah. What do you make of that?
Well, it could work out for both, potentially. Willock showed that goal-scoring knack at Newcastle, but injuries have stalled him a bit.
They have?
Maybe being a key man at Palace is just what he needs. And Palace could definitely use that midfield energy and, goal threat.
Makes sense. And sticking with promising young English midfielders, Joe Bellingham.
Ah, Jude's younger brother at Sunderland.
Exactly. He's 19. Borussia Dortmund are reportedly interested now.
Of course they are. After the success they had with Jude.
It's a well-trodden path, isn't it?
It really is. Makes Dortmund a huge draw for young English talent. But Manchester United are still keen too, the reports say.
Right, so he'll have a big decision to make about his development.
Definitely. Where does he see himself flourishing best?
Back to Villa for a moment. Sensational season for them.
Incredible.
And understandably, they want to keep hold of Morgan Rogers. The 22-year-old England midfielder. He's rated at $90 million now.
$90 million, wow. Shows how crucial he's been for Emery.
Absolutely. But Chelsea are apparently interested.
Fits their recent strategy. Young English talent.
But the interesting bit is, Rogers himself would apparently be open to a move if, a big chance like Chelsea came along.
That's tough for Villa fans. He's been a revelation. But you can understand a player being tempted by that kind of step up, potentially. Villa will fight hard to keep him, surely.
You'd think so. Now, Anfield again, but this time potential outgoings. Big ones. Al Hilal, Saudi club. They're reportedly serious about signing both Darwin Núñez.
Okay, the striker.
And Luis Diaz.
Diaz as well, wow. The Colombian winger. Both of them.
Both of them. That's the rumor. That would rip a huge hole in Liverpool's attack.
It really would. Losing two key forwards like that in one go. Al Hilal clearly mean business. They've signed big names before.
They have. But for Liverpool, that forces a major rethink up front, doesn't it? Big questions about summer recruitment if that happens.
Massive questions.
Staying with strikers. Chelsea are also linked with Emmanuel Omega, the Dutch striker at Strasbourg.
Omega, yeah. Heard his name mentioned. He's 22.
That's right. Newcastle are apparently keen too.
Makes sense. Young forward making a name for himself in League One. He's got presence. Good in the air.
Both Chelsea and Newcastle could use attacking reinforcements.
Exactly. So it's logical they'd both be looking at someone with his profile.
And the Premier League scouting net seems pretty wide. West Ham and Wolves are supposedly looking at Morten Frendrup.
The Genoa defensive midfielder. Danish international.
Yep, 24 years old.
He's been solid in Serie A. Good engine, strong tackler. That kind of midfield shield is always valuable in England.
Definitely. Both West Ham and Wolves could use that kind of steel.
Yeah, I could see that fit for either of them.
And Man City, not content with Wirtz maybe, are also reportedly looking at Wesley.
Wesley, the Flamengo right back.
That's the one. 21-year-old Brazilian.
City's recruitment, eh? Always planning ahead, covering all bases.
Seems like it. Building that depth, bringing in young talent. It's what they do.
It is. Top scouting network.
Okay, one last one. Sandro Tonali.
Newcastle's midfielder. Still suspended, obviously.
Right. But apparently he remains Juventus' #1 midfield target for the summer.
Still, despite the ban. That's quite a statement of intent from Juve.
Isn't it? Shows real faith.
Yeah, they must really believe in his long-term quality, willing to wait for him to be available again. Sees the ban as just a temporary thing, I guess.
It seems that way. Okay, so let's just pull back for a second. We've covered a lot of ground. Some genuinely surprising potential moves here.
Definitely. De Bruyne to Naples, Rashford to Barca, that Liverpool duo maybe heading to Saudi Arabia.
It really feels like this summer could throw up some proper curveballs, doesn't it? Could really change the look of a few leagues.
It could, but, we have to stress. These are rumors right now. Reports coming out.
Absolutely. Early days, the transfer window is a crazy beast. Things change fast.
They do. So much might not happen. But these whispers, they give us a fascinating look into what clubs might be thinking, their potential plans and ambitions.
Exactly. It paints a picture of potential shifts. So thinking about all these high-profile players potentially moving maybe to unexpected clubs, here's something to chew on.
Boom.
How do you think these kinds of transfers, if some of the big ones actually go through, will reshape the competitive balance across European football next season?
That is the big question, isn't it? Lots to think about there.
It certainly is. And remember, you can follow all these developing stories and get much more detail over at eplnews.org.